crews graveling Viola Township, repairing and replacing road signs throughout the county. Widening a box culvert on 365th Street, section 18 of Sac Township. Running several locations of paved roads, repairing tile lines, Sac, Viola, and Jackson Township. Laying roads, repairing several locations on gravel for Dustin Foley. That's with Chief and Dollar ready to get started. We have here in Procore.
What do we charge for that?
85, I think, this year. I don't know what Chief and Dollar, I guess I haven't heard Chief and Dollar rate.
It's 85 cents.
What pros charge. I don't know what Chief and Dollar charge. I mean, in past years, he's been real close. He basically only do south spraying trees with it in the right way in Jackson Township. Any other road?
Just not necessarily, in last week's week we received some calls and concerns which we relayed to you. I assume that we're actively looking around to identify some of those bad spots ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, usually by this time of year, those soft spots and frost boils springs up. They're still there. I mean,
yesterday we had a gentleman come in and Viola section 1, 2.5 miles south and 2.25 east of the lake. Jim Meister's an individual owner, and he's got a drive with a pipe that doesn't handle the water volume, and it sounds as if it continues to wash the gravel off the drive, and he's also getting did he say beans from up on his drive because the water keeps clearing the drive. So we need to check on that. Jim Meister.
Yeah, but, I've looked at that last year, and, maybe we need to sit down and talk about it. The only way, I think the only way to remedy that is to take the ditch out really deep. It's kind of mowing it. It's more shallow, there's only about that much gravel on top of the pipe, it's a small. I don't know if you realize.
Well, and I think, he needs to look at it and see it, and I guess come back with maybe a couple ideas that we can ask him to come in and
Mike's familiar
try to figure out something.
He told me that he didn't think he didn't really know how to resolve it. But, looking at it, it looks like the ditch is going to have to be dug out a lot deeper to get it out.
And I'm not familiar with the spot. We just had contact.
This lawn, he kind of knows the root. I don't know if that's important to him to have a nice looking lawn, but to me, it's going to have to go down deeper if you're going to go with the big pipe. You're going to take that. So we can divert it, he might be thinking we can divert it north down to the road. That's not. It's got to stay on that.
well, we'll take a look at it and call him.
And if you can't both agree on the resolution, he has to think about what Dean's mentioned the fact that he is trying to mow it now, and if he truly wants to take care of it, and the option is that we got to dig the ditch, he has to determine whether he wants, what he thinks is the best. He may decide that he'll leave it as it is, or like to leave it as it is.
That's a driveway. that's the driveway. Is that his expense to pay for a bigger pipe in a situation like that?
I guess I'd have to talk to Mike, but I would think there'd be some kind of a compensation. I guess it depends a little bit the history of the pipe that's in there, whether it was one we sized and now it's not being big.
And didn't we have an individual a year or two ago come in and because it was his main access to his property that we did some kind of negotiated percentage on the pipe. Because that was his only access. And,
Well, that was his son.
oh, was it?
It's on that drainage ditch.
Oh, so that was actually a drainage ditch.
Yeah, that pipe wasn't road conditions.
Okay. I just remembered that we had.
But I was just thinking, that road was graded, in the 60s and they made a bigger pipe than others like that. I don't know. He might not have wanted it. Sure. Like, history of these things, they've...
Like I said, there's only that much cover on it, it sounds like the struggle to put a bigger pipe in there, so. I'll see what Mike knows about it, have him call him, and then maybe I'll ask him, and then I'll take a look at it.
I had several complaints of Eureka, but I talked to Mike yesterday. We got about everything squared away, but I got one thing on 190th and M27 on the west side, right square in the middle of the intersection, right off of M27. There's a big hole, and he says it's been there for 2 years. He says that's why they keep swinging way around and making the road wider, basically. There's a big hole right in the middle. Whether it's been there for a couple of years, I don't know, but he claims it has.
So this intersection of gravel and pavement?
It's on the west side of M27 on 190th.
The holes in the hard road?
No.
Gravel.
See, right off the edge of the gravel, there's a big hole, probably about 4 foot long, about 8 feet. Big hole.
This is a depression area then?
Yeah. And it's out in full water. I hit it with my car, and it's deep. Wow. And they all go around it. That's why the driveway, it's getting so wide, it's wide. I talked with Mike yesterday, to a man, he talked to him yesterday. Gave him some pictures. He laid down in Clinton Township. He was gonna check that out too.
Project status, still backfilling on the south box up there at Yamaha. Rain again is the latest in hauling the dirt that needs to haul in from the backfill. I'm guessing it'll probably be close to another month before they have both of those backfilled and pavement replaced. Yeah, the weather hasn't been real helpful trying to get that done. Wall Lake Bridge is still working on purchasing right away for possible August netting. The bridge on the west side of Eureka 6, we sent the contract to the little bidder, ditching and construction. Bridge by 01 north side, still working on buying right away for trying to get that into the August 19th letting. No really any hard on the 175 and 71 bypass of detour. Haven't heard any comments lately, so.
So that's screeching halt too.
Yeah.
You can't move dirt.
No, I'm sure it's slowing them down also.
The roads around there, kind of taking a hit, we were talking about earlier, the oil outs or the traffic into that elevator. Wow.
Only a couple of weeks into there, so.
Yeah.
Item 4 there, we took quotes to patch D15 at the Raccoon River Bridge. We had 3 contractors quote.